We are live. Welcome. We are going to be talking about networking secrets for spa professionals. If this is your first time watching me, hi, my name is Ayana. I'm a licensed massage therapist, esthetician, and spa owner, and I'm talking all things business strategy for your spa or your massage business. It shows that I'm a little bit frozen. Let me go to the chat, and as always, when you come in, just give me a heads up of where you're watching from because I'd love to see that. So welcome. We're live on YouTube. Let me go ahead and pin my comment. Let's see. Live on YouTube. And today feels significant because I found out today that we're at 10,000 subscribers on YouTube. So if you're watching on YouTube, thank you. If you're not subscribed yet, consider subscribing. I post every single Friday, so there'll be a video coming out this Friday. There was a video last Friday, and I do these lives on Tuesdays. Welcome in, Jackie from Pennsylvania. Welcome in. Welcome. If you're watching Facebook group, please let me know what your name is because it's not going to show me your name. It's just going to say Facebook user. But anyways, already introduced myself. Go ahead and introduce yourself. And we're going to be talking about networking. I do have a few tips that I want to share, especially because it's fresh on my mind considering I went to a networking event. Dang, was that last week? It might have been the week before last. No, it was last week. I went to a networking event and it was really cool. It was eye-opening. I learned some things that I feel like I can pass on to you all and also pass on just some things that I've learned from networking over the past couple years since becoming a business owner. Even if you don't own your business yet, I do feel like this live will be valuable for you. Or if you're watching the replay, I do feel like this live will be valuable for you. But first I want to know, because I love to ask you all questions to kind of hear where you're. I'd love to know what that comes up for you when you hear the word networking. Like when you hear the word networking, or if you think about a networking event, what are some words or feeling words that come up for you? I'd love to know that. Welcome in, Vanessa from Chicago. I see Colorado Springs. Yes, welcome in, Shamika. Thank you for saying you love my channel, Jackie. I really appreciate that. And also, those of you who are watching on YouTube, if you don't mind, just let me know. Am I frozen on your end? Because it looks like I'm frozen. But anyways, just let me know. Even if you just put a 1 in the chat, just let me know. So I'm seeing words like opportunity, business growth, business and growth. Absolutely. What are some other feeling words that y'all have when it comes to networking? Because for me, the feeling that comes up for me immediately is nervous. I don't know why that is, but sometimes I get a little nervous. Okay, great. Good to know that I'm not frozen. Thank you for letting me know. But for me, I feel initially nervous because I'm just thinking, how many people are going to be there, especially as someone who is a little bit more introverted. I'm like an introvert who likes to pretend she's an extrovert to help me feel more comfortable and help everyone else feel more comfortable about me being an introvert. At least at this stage of my life. It may not have always been that way. But, okay, I'm seeing nervous, anxious. That's a better word. Anxious. Okay, I'm seeing anxious. Those are some words that come up for networking. Okay. And something that I like to do, especially when I feel things like anxious or nervous, of course, those are not feelings that I want to really have within my body. Of course, they tell me something about myself or about an environment, and those are important to listen to. But I try to figure out what is the emotion I want to feel when it comes to this very important thing for business. So I want to feel empowered, and oftentimes before I leave a networking event, I can feel empowered. I want to feel in a sense like connected. I want to feel connected to other people, see that other people are doing their thing. It's really incredible to see all the different types of businesses, like seeing your community in one place, seeing what businesses that they have, like their story, understanding like the reason why they started their business, and just seeing that passion. I feel like every business owner has like this unique passion that you can't really describe, that you don't get from people who are not small businesses, especially solopreneurs. So seeing that passion is really great. So I like to switch that feeling of anxiousness. I like to try to transmute that into feeling connected. So just feeling connected, feeling empowered, and feeling kind of social. So we're going to talk about some things that we can do in order to feel more empowered, especially if you understand what are some tips to get started with networking. There's a lot of different ways to do it. I feel like now with social media, networking is very online. It's not as much in person anymore, although I feel like now that COVID was, and it's essentially like 3 years ago, there are more opportunities to network in person, which is great. But one of the first tips that I have for you all is to consider making a list of groups that you can join, groups that you're interested in, whether that be your own Chamber of Commerce, whether that be like any business group or business membership. I do know a spa owner. She's actually doing very well. She's about to open up her second location. And when she first got started, she joined, I believe it's called BNI. If y'all are familiar, it's a very popular like chapter. Like they have different chapters all over, and they get these business owners together to talk about their businesses, and they essentially support each other, and they try to give referrals and try to offer their insights. They have meetings. You do have to pay for something like that. So even if it's like a paid membership somewhere, consider being a part of some type of networking group. Even in my own city, I am a part of a group of massage therapists. I have my own group of massage therapists. I actually have two. I have a local one, and then we have a national one that actually you can join. The link will be in my bio or in the description, where you can join this free group. It's other massage therapists in there, other massage therapists who are curious about starting their own business. So that's an opportunity to start, and that's digital. That's free. But consider what groups are in your area. You can find these groups, looking at people you follow who are in your area on Instagram, even on Facebook. Even just looking up your city. Your city likely has a website that has all the different events or different ways that, they support small businesses in your area. But do your research and try to find some groups that you might be interested in, or that you think that you might want to take membership in. Because oftentimes when you join these groups, they will do their very best to promote you, and you just never know who people know. Like someone could shout you out on their page, and that could reach your ideal clients. It could make you another business connection. So that's super valuable. So consider joining some groups. If you can think about some groups that you just know off the top of your head, feel free to type it, because chances are someone else seeing that could have a similar group in their area. So that's something to think about. And for those of you who are just joining, as always, I love to hear where you're watching from. So go ahead and type that if you can. But yes, so try to join some groups, whether that's digital or in person. Personally, I think that you can connect more in those in-person groups. And you can even start your own. If you are like noticing people that you follow on Instagram and they live in your city, and they, you see that they own businesses that might be adjacent to yours, maybe you're all in a space, consider inviting them into your own group, your own membership, where you create your own rules and decide like, do you want to have a membership here, or how often do you all meet? Like, how do y'all promote each other? Like, that would be incredible. You could ask them to invite someone else into the group. It could be an invite-only group. But I think investing the time into being a part of groups or creating your own is well worth it, especially if you get the right people in there, because that could put the right eyes on your business. Again, you never know who you know. I see New Jersey, Virginia. Welcome. Okay, so that's one of my first tips. And a side tip, because I do have like a list of things that I want to talk about today, but something that just came up for me is talk to your clients. Like, talk to share is when I was in massage school, I was actually taught that, don't really talk to your clients. Like, let them relax, let them, vibe, like just keep talking to a minimum. But of course, that's going to depend on what type of massage you do, like what type of rapport you want to build with your clients. So something I've intentionally started doing over the past 2 years is really talking to my clients. Like, even when I personally do sessions, I have about 30 minutes in between the next session, depending on what's going on. And I really use that time to build some type of rapport. Even asking my clients, like, what do they do? I used to feel nervous to just even ask someone, like, what do you do for a living? I don't know why. I think it's just like what I learned in massage school, or even just my own introvertness. I don't know what it is. But nowadays I do ask people, like, what is it that you do? Like, what are you passionate about? Like, asking them about themselves. And even just doing that has led to connections. It's led to more clients. It's led to contact with people that I need to be in contact with. And it's led to opportunities. I remember I had one client who actually told me how people other people, but I got a client actually from one of my massage instructors. Turns out she used to be a client of my massage instructor. She found me. She knew that I did mobile at that time. And she wanted me to do a massage for her boyfriend. And her boyfriend, had this event. He invited me to this like networking event where I met even more people. So it's just funny how those webs are created, or how meeting one person can lead to meeting other people, or lead to events, to where I even reached out to him because he did own like real estate properties. He had like short-term rentals, to see if True Massage and Bodywork could essentially kind of work for that property, like be the one that's on the brochure where they can book massages with us. So it's just incredible the types of connections that you can make if you just talk to your clients, talk to them. So that is one of the first tips, and a side tip when it comes to networking. And for those of you who are just now joining, I asked everyone earlier to say a word that comes to your mind when it comes to networking. Like, what is that feeling word? Feel free to type that in the chat, or even just share where you're watching from. I'd love to see that. Let's see. So the next tip that I have, and this is especially for those of us who might feel more anxious about networking or sharing what it is that you have to offer. Honestly, I would say, and something that I've started doing, is investing in my appearance and investing in my brand. So not just my own personal appearance, but even just my personal branding, the branding of my business, from changing my logo to getting in touch with a stylist just so I can feel confident about going out there and promoting my business, or, feeling confident about talking about my business. Now, you don't have to go as far as getting a stylist or anything like that, but really invest in what do you want your personal brand to be? How do you want to present? That doesn't even have to be your physical appearance. It could be just your demeanor. It can be, how you want to treat people, how you want to come off to people, like all that stuff. Like, it's really worth thinking about. I'm seeing some clients will talk because they said it's therapeutic, so I talk back to them. Absolutely. Yeah, it's kind of strange that, I was taught, don't talk to your clients. I understand the logic behind it, but oftentimes some people are nervous, or it's therapeutic for them, or they don't get to talk to a whole lot of people in the first place, and you're a safe space. You're creating a safe, comfortable space for them, so it's totally okay to talk to your clients and know them. Because really, what we do has a lot to. When it comes to my second tip, I would say invest in your appearance, invest in your personal branding. Like, if you are going to, let's say you go to the grocery store and someone asks you, what do you do? Like, and we'll talk about that in a second, like what you would say to that. But just, if you feel good about yourself, and again, it doesn't just have to come down to like your physical appearance, but how do you emotionally feel, like on a regular basis? That's going to help you feel more confident about talking to people. Even now, like if I go out to a networking event, I feel thankful that, okay, I know exactly what I'm going to wear. I feel good about what I'm going to wear. This fits me well. Like, I know I have like my go-to when it comes to makeup, like how I like to style my hair. That in itself, now I don't have to worry about it. And I can just focus on, what is it I'm going to say? How am I going to present myself? How can I represent my business? Because you yourself, you're a representation of your business. If you have any employees, they are a representation of your business. That's so important. Think about med spas. If you go into any med spa, something that you're going to notice is everyone's going to have a similar vibe. Everyone's going to have a similar, I'm not going to say appearance, but it's just going to be a certain expectation. So if you go to a med spa, more than likely, the people who work there, they might have some like filler, they might have some Botox, they might have to wear makeup. If you go into a makeup studio, sometimes the people who are working there, they might wear makeup because that represents their brand. So whatever that means to you, like be that. However you want to represent. Ooh, let's see. My camera still works. It says device unexpectedly stopped. I think it's still going though, because I see the light on. Anyways, invest in your appearance. That's super important. Yes. I'll give y'all a side tip when it comes to the appearance thing. Before I invested in a stylist, what I did, a friend told me about a website, and I'm sure there's plenty of websites like it, called Stitch Fix. And they essentially curate clothes that they'll just send to you, and you decide what you keep, what you want to send back, and you only pay for what you purchase. And I'm sure there's so many other sites like similar to that. So you could just look up, what would be the term? Personal styling to your house or something. I don't know. But yeah, again, it doesn't have to be just your clothes. It could just be the fact that you invest in wearing your brand. So for example, one of my students, she showed us actually in our private group in SpaBizSuccess that she had printed out shirts that had the name of her business. And it said something snarky like, I do massages, or ask me about massages, or ask me about my hands, or something like that. It was really, really cute. And I thought that, number one, it's funny. Number two, of course, people are going to go up to her and ask her about her business. It has like the number on there too. So even if they don't feel like coming up to her, they could, write down that number or take a picture of that number and, keep it moving. Like, I think that's an amazing idea to have your business like on your clothing, whether that's like a casual polo tee or like an actual t-shirt, or even just simply wearing a name tag. I talked about that actually last week. How wearing a name tag, like I'm telling y'all, test it out. If you get a name tag made and it has the word massage somewhere in there, whether it says you're a massage therapist or esthetician, it has your name, it has the name of your business, people are going to ask you, where do you do massages at? I mean, this would happen to me even when I worked at Massage Envy and I would just, go out after work and I didn't have time to change. People would ask me, where am I doing that at? And then come seeing me there. So do that for your own business. Let me just check the chat real quick. What do y'all think about that idea of wearing your own brand? So branding your own t-shirts, branding your own name tags, wearing that and using that to promote yourself in a way that's investing in your appearance and investing in your personal brand. Feel Good File says, I want to start building my social media so I can promote myself, but I'm scared to start. How did you get over your fears of recording yourself? If you had any, do I need to record videos to promote? That is a great question. And luckily I do have a video coming out about your social media presence. And if that's something that you all would like to learn more about, I can definitely make a live about what that's like. But essentially, let me think about that. How did I get over that? Because, and I think I shared this in the last video too, it took me, 4 years to even just record on YouTube. And it wasn't perfect at first. Like, I still look back and I'm like, ooh, cringe. Like, I don't know. Like, because, people change over time. And, like, if you're watching yourself, like, it can be kind of trippy to watch yourself. But I think I just decided that sharing the information is more important than what my ego thinks about the content that I'm putting out. And I knew that if I have good intentions, if I'm not, being misleading, if I'm just being myself, then someone's going to like that and someone's going to appreciate that and see that. and I can feel good about it. So why not put that type of content out? So I would say, as a starter tip, maybe just know when you're recording your content for your business, just know you have the best intentions. You know that you want it to reach the right people, the people that you want to work with. Let it represent your personality. Let it represent you. And then you can feel good about it. You can feel good about putting it out there. It's not going to be perfect at first, but the more you do it, the more you're going to improve. So I think if you kind of get over the fact that it's going to be a little DIY in the beginning and it's just going to get better and better, I think it's worth it. So we can definitely talk about that in another live if you all agree that we should talk about your social media presence, how to get over the fear of promoting yourself, filming yourself. But I think those are some of the starter tips that I had. Even if you look at some of my early videos, to me, and this is me reflecting on myself, I just look like I just didn't care. I don't even think I cared to like brush my hair when I was doing those videos. But anyways, but that's a great question. And sometimes we overlook, that fear of promoting yourself. And I think the same can be applied to networking, because oftentimes if I go into a networking event, I can feel a little nervous. Like, how am I presenting? And it's similar for those of you who are like recording videos. So yeah. Ooh, I need to catch up in here. Okay, I'm seeing it's a great idea, walking business card, and a way to tell people about what it is you do. Absolutely, that's a great way to put it. You become a walking business card. Something that I did when we were strictly a mobile spa, now we're hybrid, we do mobile and we have a space, and I actually have it in the garage, but I had these magnets made. Magnets that go on the car. I think they're in a couple of YouTube videos I did. And I would just put it on on the SUV when I went out to do, even if I wasn't doing a massage, even if things were slow. And some people would call it. I don't know how many people took pictures of that or was like, oh, look, massage. Like, let me take a picture of that. And I don't know. So yeah, you can also get car magnets made. Put that on your car. Drive around with that. Make sure you show the name of your business. Make sure you use the word massage in there, because that's like a word that people gravitate towards and will see. And make sure you have your number on there. A funny story about that, I remember on Valentine's Day, I was rushing to get to appointments because we had several couples massages, and I was coordinating with another massage therapist who was contracting for me at that time. And so I admit I was texting and driving, like trying to get to the address. I was probably trying to navigate, where I was going. And someone actually texted me as I was doing that, something about, get off your phone or whatever, because they could see my number like on the side of the car. And I just thought it was funny. But yeah, I don't think they ever went and got a massage though. I see you're going to put your logo on your scrubs. I think that's a great idea. You can get it embroidered on there. I think one of the best or the easiest things you can do is just get like a name tag made. If you can do that. Yeah. Yes. Okay, so we talked about joining groups, joining digital groups, joining in-person groups, that's really important, or even creating your own group. We even talked about, I have a group, we call it the Massage Business Masterminds. We're not literally masterminding, but it is a free group for other massage therapists, spa owners, estheticians, where you can go in there and share your experiences. And we love congratulating new grads in there. Then we talked about investing in your appearance, so investing in your personal brand. So something that I'll mention is now that I am gravitating and pivoting towards beauty services, it makes sense for me to be a representation of that. And so I've been trying to figure out ways where I can feel a part of that and feel like I represent, the clients that I work for, and how my team can reflect that as well. And I admit that's a consideration even when hiring. Like, how are they going to present themselves? All that stuff. That's really important. So that's something to consider. And then we talk about how you can literally wear your brand. You can wear your brand as in putting your logo, putting the name of your business on your clothing, on your car, out with you. I used to have a phone case that had my logo on it. Not that it even promoted me, because I don't even think it had a number on it, but I think it just gave me more inspiration to promote myself. Okay, the third thing, and I think this is one of the most important things, is you're so welcome. So thanks for doing this live. Absolutely. Hi, welcome in. All right, so the third tip that I have for you all is to, I don't like the term elevator pitch, but essentially have your elevator pitch. How could we say that? Just have your mission statement. Just have the statement of what you do ready. So even for me, especially with doing YouTube, I always open with, hi, my name's Ayana. I'm a licensed massage therapist, esthetician, and spa owner, and this is what I do. Or this is what I'm talking about. And I feel like that's like so ingrained in my head. So even when I go out and people ask me what I do, that's exactly what I'm going to say. Or I might just say the mission of my business. So I help women look and feel their best through massage, a special type of massage. I don't always say lymphatic drainage because not everyone knows what that is. So I'll say I help women look and feel their best with a special type of massage that I've learned and teach. And I also help massage therapists build their businesses, and that's something I've been doing for a while. So just have what you're doing, have it ingrained in your head. Also, thank you for saying that. I appreciate that. Thank you. I said hair is looking good today. But yes, have your elevator pitch ready. Like, I teach this in my workshops, even my free masterclasses, like how to build that statement for yourself and make it feel true and make it feel like it's a part of you and it's a part of your mission, it's a part of your passion. How to craft that statement. It's so important. And really, it's the pillar for everything else. Everything else you're going to do in business is that mission statement. So knowing that statement and being able to communicate what you do really clearly and precisely is so valuable. And you want to have different versions of it. You want to be able to explain it to someone who, let's say, they don't even know what massage is or why you would even get one, or someone who doesn't know what Reiki is, if you do Reiki. Like, just have different ways of communicating it to different audiences. That same statement you're going to put on your business cards, you're going to put on your brochures, you're going to put in your content or in your captions or in your bio. So it's just really important to have that ready and in the back of your mind, especially if you meet someone and you have an opportunity to get them a business card. You want to share like what it is that you do. So that's super important. So be prepared to talk about what you do, how you do it, and who you serve. That's so important. I'd love to ask you all, do you have your statement of how you do something, who you serve, and what you do? Do you have that statement kind of just locked in the back of your mind, ready to use whenever you need to? I know mine is shifting, especially as I pivot to different types of services and experiment with different types of services. Honestly, I get my scrubs off Amazon. It's been a hit or miss, but I'm sure there's better websites. So if you know, let me know. Especially if you know someone who does it, like gives them in bulk. Let me know. Let's see. The next lymphatic drainage course will be in November, but there's no date for it yet. So I would suggest getting on the wait list, and I don't think there's a description for this video yet, but I'll put it in the description, or you can find me on Instagram and it's there. Yes. All right. So my last tip that I have for you all is to hang out where your clients are at, whatever that means for you. So all of you do a certain type of massage. You know, I always talk about having your own lane or having your own niche of massage. That's so important, having your own specialty. So whatever your specialty is, you should be hanging out where your clients are hanging out at. And actually, I'll share this story. This is kind of another version of this. This isn't necessarily hanging out where your clients are. But, okay, so let me share about, I do have one client. She's a repeat client. And one day, you know, I was just thinking, like, she comes every single week. Number one, she looks amazing. She looks fabulous. So, of course, I want to learn more about her. And so I asked her, like, and this is a question you should always ask your clients, especially if you build a rapport with them. But I asked her, like, what other beauty services do you do? Like, do you do anything else? Because, like, you're beautiful and, like, you just, I don't know, you look really, I didn't say it like this. I probably said it in a smoother way. But, you know, I just wanted to know, like, how does she just look so fabulous? And she told me all the different businesses that she goes to look that good or to, like, you know, be on top of her wellness. And that was super valuable because it let me know, okay, these are the other ways she's spending money. That's important to know. Like, what are the other services your clients are spending money on? Can you provide that service to your clients in the future? But it gives you an idea of, like, also where they're hanging out, like where they're at. For example, let's say you do, like, prenatal massage. I always use prenatal massage as an example. But let's say you do prenatal massage and, you know, they're also hanging out at a mom's group. Like, shouldn't you be a part of that mom's group? Especially, I mean, probably if you are a mom, I guess. Or maybe they're a part of, like, some women's group. I mean, that is honestly a great opportunity to get to know other people and share what you do. Like, that's so important. I think as massage therapists, or just spa professionals in general, we can get so reliant on social media and, like, promoting ourselves in digital ways, but we don't always think about promoting your business as forming relationships. Like, I want you to start thinking about it as forming relationships with people in your community. Because if you think about how people refer other people, like, I've been in groups where it's like, oh yeah, I go to this person for this. Oh, you go to her? Like, I go to her too. Like, that's how you want to be brought up in certain rooms. But how do you do that if you're not building connections with people? So that's something to think about. How are you building those connections? And one of the ways, hanging out where your clients are hanging out. So really, like, understanding, like, where are they a part of any other groups? Where else are they spending money? Things like that. That can just give you a lot of insight, number one, to services that you could be offering, but also it can give you insight into how you can market yourself better and different opportunities that you have for networking. So those are some tips, especially when it comes to networking. Now, when it comes to the emotional side, because I do want to address this before we close out. I would say when it comes to actually showing up as the representation of your business, even if you don't feel like you fully represent your business right now, honestly, I would say, I don't know a better way to say it, but a phrase that I grew up with was fake it till you make it. Like, just really show up as if you already represent where you want your business to go. So if you see yourself as, you know, a boss woman, and you see yourself as confident, and you see yourself as, you know, just that person, like that person who is so knowledgeable about this type of massage, show up as that person when you go into these rooms. Be prepared to talk about yourself. Be prepared to also listen about, you know, if other people have questions about what it is you do, be prepared to answer, you know, frequently asked questions. Of course, make sure that you are prepared to, you know, take the next step, which is, you know, offering them perhaps a business card. Maybe it has a QR code on it. I do have, like, a training on YouTube to how to put your QR code on your business card. But yeah, be prepared. It's really important to be prepared. So I'm going to recap some of these tips. And y'all give me your takeaways. Give me your takeaways from this live while I recap some of these tips. I'm seeing, I have a networking event at a gym today for 3 hours. That's amazing. That is amazing. It's really good to do those in-person events. I just feel like it's so much more effective when people can see your face and see what you're about in real person. In real life. I said real person. Okay, so one of the first things was joining groups. Digital, this can be in person. Seeing what memberships you want to be a part of, that's really important. Also, talking to your clients and seeing if there are some opportunities there. So making sure you're talking to them, because they can really get you in touch with people that you might need to get in touch with. I know my clients have definitely put me on to some opportunities, so the same can happen for you. The second thing is investing in your appearance. If you look good, you feel good. If you feel good, you look good. It's a full circle. Working on how you want to represent yourself, working on your personal branding, working on showing up as someone who exudes what your brand is about. So if your brand is about beauty, how do you represent that? If your brand is about wellness, how do you represent that? If your brand is about, just feeling and looking good, how do you exude that? So really think about that. And even if your brand is about relaxation, how do you exude that when you meet other people? So that is something to think about. You can wear your brand. We talked about that. Your elevator pitch, which, we'll have to figure out a better phrase for that. But being prepared to talk to people about what you do, who you serve, and how you serve. And having that statement prepared in the back of your mind, having follow-up questions, and being prepared to give them the next step. The next step, whether that is to call you, or whether that is to book with you, or whether that is to take your business card and, get that QR code. Whatever that next step is, or even if you offer walk-ins, like telling them where they can walk in to get their appointments. So just be prepared with your call to action when you are meeting people and you find that they're interested in what you do. But in addition to that, actively listening so you understand what other people do. If you could see a connection and how y'all could work together. Let's see. And then hanging out where your clients are. So really talking to your clients, understanding where are they also spending their time. How can you be a part of that? How can you network to those groups? That's really important. So that is the fourth tip that I had. Some things to keep in mind. So Friday, dropping another YouTube video, so be on the lookout for that. That's going to be Friday at 12:30 p.m. Eastern. I also have, a great opportunity coming up on Thursday that I'll be sharing on my stories, especially if you are new to business, or you are a new grad, or you're still in massage school, but you want to start your massage business. I have a great opportunity for you that I'll be sharing on Thursday, or maybe as soon as tomorrow. If you're watching the replay, you'll probably find that opportunity in the description box, but definitely follow me on Instagram so that you can see that. And I'll also have some goodies for y'all in the description box or on my bio. And of course, as always, my DMs are open on Instagram. If there is any type of content you want to see, or you have any other takeaways from this live. I'm seeing I definitely want to work on networking. I'm such a shy person. And I am too. I'm super shy. I often feel a little awkward talking to folks, which is so funny to say. So I'm literally on this live. But I really do try to put myself in the mindset of who I want to be versus who I think I am right now. And in that way, I feel like that is a great way in the present to be who you want to be. So maybe keep that in mind when you are feeling shy. And also think about something that helps me, and my husband says this all the time, that, humans are just humaning. And oftentimes other people feel shy. We just don't know it because we're all doing the same thing. We're trying to exude this confidence. We're trying to be open. Some people naturally just are people, but just think about how other people you meet, they're probably feeling the same way. And so, yeah, so that's something to think about. All right, so I'll have some goodies for y'all in the description on YouTube. And again, if y'all end up watching the replay, definitely let me know where you're watching from. Tell me what you got from the replay. My DMs are open if you have any other takeaways or you have any other ideas of things you want us to discuss on these lives. But I will see y'all on YouTube on Friday, and I hope y'all enjoyed. Y'all have